Hi everyone. Let's make sure we are live and in the right place. I think I see us. There we are. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's doing wonderfully. Be sure and let me know if you're here. Hi, Nancy. We will give everybody just a minute or two to find us, and then we will get started. This week, I don't know about anyone else, but this week has flown by, and it's been a little crazy. Crazier than normal. But it's been very nice. A little warm, but nice. I'm fine with it as long as it is not raining. I don't want rain. I'm doing great, Nancy. Hope you are too. Can't complain. Doesn't do any good, right? Okay. Oh, hang on. I got to close the door. Okay. There we go. All right. I am going to go ahead and get started. Today is Friday, June the, what did I say? 5th. Oh, the 5th already. Oh my gosh. Not only is the week flying by, but the month is too. And this is our Facebook Live for this week. I hope everyone is doing wonderfully. And if you are here in Louisville, you are surviving this crazy heat. Like I said earlier, I would much rather it be warm than rainy. Don't want that at all. There is not a lot going on this week. Of course, we have our new catalog that started in May. Many of you have gotten a copy of the hard one like I like to have, so I can flip through it and write in it. If you haven't yet gotten one and you'd like one, please let me know and I'll be happy to get one to you. I do not charge for my catalogs. And of course, I'm happy to share. That way you can kind of get an idea of what we have going on. Hi, Miss Tracy. We had 91 today. I think ours was in the upper 80s. I don't think we hit 91, but 91. Is it extra humid? I hope not, because that makes it terrible. But in addition to, of course, our brand new catalog under the new program, this month, we are due for our last chance refresh. If you remember, every couple of months, they will go back and refresh that last chance list. So they did do that on Tuesday. Quite a few new items were added, new additional discounts. So go be sure and check that out. In addition to that, with the new month, we have a brand new product of the month called Wild Bunch. Oh my gosh, guys, we're actually using this one tonight, but it is super, super cute. You can get the product of the month when you place a $75 or more order, and before shipping and tax, and of course after any rewards. So keep that in mind. I've had a couple of them, you reach out and say, I didn't get to get it, I didn't see it. And what had happened was they had ordered or placed $75 in their cart, but they had stamp and rewards of like $10 or $20. And when they did that, of course, it reduced it below the $75 threshold. So that's why they did not get the prompt to add this. Again, you can get it for $5, but again, make sure that your total is $75 so that that little prompt pops up. And what's nice is it'll tell you how close you are, okay? So again, if you add any rewards to it, it'll reduce it by that amount of money, and the little indicator at the top will show you that. But super, super cute. You all know I love Highland cows, but it's got this cute little koala and a little penguin and some super cute notes. But we're going to play with that tonight. Now, keep in mind that when you place that order, that includes the product of the month, and you can get one of each month of items that are available. So some of the product of the month since December have already retired. They are limited editions, so they are only for limited time. Once they sell out, they don't make anymore. But if you're something you missed, or you saw it and you were like, oh, I don't need it, but now you want it, if it's still available, as long as you place an additional $75 order separate, then you'll be able to get those as well for $5. Anyone who purchases the product of the month from me through my online store will also, in addition to getting that for $5, will get my product of the month PDF that has 8 different projects using that particular bundle. And I am having fun with this already. I just got it, and I've already been making a bunch of cards specifically for that. So once you see it, I think you're going to love it. Keep in mind that Club Cove is open. I forgot to grab something. Let me get that. For the month of June. And we are going to be utilizing the Splash and Relax bundle. I am having so much fun with this one as well. Look at these dies. All these cute little pieces. You can make different little flip-flops. It's got all kinds of little pieces to cut out your little rafts and rings. You can make your cups different size, two-tone hats, just all kinds of things that we're going to be able to do with this. So Club Cove is $30 for local pickup, $38 if you need me to ship it to you. And it includes $20 to $25 worth of product. Now you're going to make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 designs, and you're going to have tons of product left over. So it always includes designer series paper, usually a ribbon and an embellishment, and everything is already cut and die cut for you. I cannot stamp the images, so you're going to need the bundle or at least the stamp set in order to complete the cards. But you'll also have a PDF from me that does step-by-step instructions. That way you can follow along. Now the deadline to get it is the 20th. It is a subscription. If you do not want to subscribe, that's perfectly fine. You can still get it. Just let me know and I'll send you an invoice and you can do it for 1 month. However, if you do it 6 months consecutively, you will receive a bonus of $25 in product from me, which is always fun to get extra goodies, right? So again, go to DonnaStamps.com, which is my website, and you will be able to click the link up at the top where it says Club Cove and learn all about it. As far as upcoming classes, let me remind you that on the 16th, I am doing the lovely and beautiful frame. Here it is. Can you see how sparkly that is? This class was part of one I did at the Candle Barn last month, and many people didn't get to come. So we're doing a modified version because I don't know how to make candles. So we won't be doing candles, but we will doing 3 cards. So you'll make that frame plus this card and 2 more that all coordinate. So the class is $25. It's on June the 16th, which is a Tuesday evening at 6:30 at the Marine Corps League, and it's $25. And again, the registration link is up on DonnaStamps.com for you to be able to register. And registration closes on week before, so it closes on the 9th. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. Now, can you get it to go? Absolutely. Just reach out to me and we'll get you taken care of as well. Other things coming up this Sunday. Oh boy, if you could see my stamp room right now, you would be like, what the heck? I am prepping and putting the final touches on things for BOGO. That is also at the Marine Corps League this Sunday. If you've never been to BOGO, you want to come. I will have all my retired product available at largely reduced prices. For every dollar that you spend in retired product, if you choose, you can get free product out of any of the current catalogs or the online store of equal value. You'll just pay shipping and tax on that total. So no cost to come. You don't have to take advantage of the BOGO unless you absolutely want to, and who wouldn't want to, right? Get free stuff. But it is first come, first serve. So if there is something that you are looking for, you can reach out and ask me if I have it. If I do and I haven't held it for someone else, I'll be happy to do that. Otherwise, be there at noon and we close at 4. Okay, and you can do cash, checks, debit cards, PayPal, Venmo, any of those. All right. And then the next in-person class after that will be my Stamp-A-Stack on June the 28th. And we are actually doing Stamp-A-Stack and Bunko the same day, the same time. And so you'll find, again, those up. We have been having a blast. I do Bunko every quarter, and we have just had so much fun. You'll want to come and try it out. And you don't have to know how to play Bunko. We'll walk you through it and show you how to do it. And if you can roll dice, you can play Bunko. So we end up making 3 projects while we're there. It's $30. Or you can do Stamp-A-Stack, which is 16 cards for $25 are free with a $40 order. And again, all this information is up on DonnaStamps.com. Now, if you are not currently on my email list, make sure when you go to DonnaStamps.com that you click the link and that pops up and get your name and email address added to that. So that way you know exactly what I've got upcoming. I do a lot of last minute or pop-up classes, so I send those out through email. I try not to inundate you, but I typically will do 2 emails, newsletters at the beginning of the month and the middle of the month, as long as you know, you're on the list, like I said, and then I'll add different reminders throughout the month for closings of classes and those kind of things. But I try really hard not to inundate you. And again, you can do all of that up on DonnaStamps.com. Now, make sure you're commenting and saying hello and letting me know you're here. Hello, Kim. Yes, Kim, look. It's so cute. Kim wants that set really, really bad. Hi, Carol. Hi, Linda Offbox. Hi, Diana. So, okay, so nice to see all of you. But make sure that you're commenting, saying hello, and your name will go into the drawing for the card we did on our last live. And we actually did this fun fold featuring that gorgeous vine and stone embossing folder. This is the new Peaceful Pine, which is one of our new in colors, and the card opens like this. So you can see both sides of that pretty paper. And you can do it both ways. And I've got all the measurements, etc., up on the Creative Cove with Donna Stamps. If you're not a member of that, you can find that link here on Facebook at the top of this page. And over there, I post lots of pictures, all of the measurements, all of the supplies that you need, so you'll want to take advantage. Here is the other version, so you can do it. Same exact supplies, just the orientation is different. So let me see. Got everybody's name in here that commented, and you can comment during the live. If you watch the replay, make sure you comment during the replay, and that way you will be included. So let's see who is going to get that. Oh, I got 2. This is going to go to Linda McFarland. So Linda, I will get that ready for you. And then if you will share my video, I greatly appreciate that. That's how we're able to grow this page and reach out to everyone that might be interested. Type the word shared in all capital letters, and your name will go into a separate drawing for a stack of cards from my stash. And let's see who's going to get that. That's going to go to Diana Harris. So Diana, I will get those ready for you. Okay. And then, of course, when you place an order in my online store that is $35 or more, I like to send you out a thank you, and I send you an embellishment of the month. And this, excuse me, I have the hiccups. This month, it is going to be the Natural Matte Dots. And I typically will send these out at the beginning of the next month. That way I include everybody that took advantage. And a lot of you have been, which is just wonderful and greatly appreciated. But that way you won't miss out on those. All right. Hello, Terry Harden. It's a cutie. Happy birthday, Miss Linda. I hope you've had a beautiful day. All right. Let me put the camera down and we will get started. All right. Hold on. I see we're slipping. There we go. All right. Hopefully we are in the center. Goodness gracious. All right. Let me get up here closer. Let me pull this up just a bit. There we go. All right. This is such a fun and easy card. I think you're going to love it. You know I like to do fun folds, and this is kind of a modified Z fold, so to speak, and I'll show you what I mean when we get there. So you are going to need a piece of cardstock. This one happens to be crumb cake. It is 4 1/4 by 11, and we're going to make 3 score marks, one at 2 1/8, one at 4 1/4, and one at 5 1/2. Now, don't worry. If you're over on the Creative Cove later, all these measurements and sizes will be up there, so you do not need to worry about writing anything down. Now, you need a second piece of the same cardstock. This one is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. You need a piece of basic white. This one is 2 by 4. And then you need some coordinating designer series paper. Now you can mix and match your packs if you like. Oh, thank you. Do you know what color they are, Tracy? Have any idea what color that might be? Let me pull them up here a little higher. Don't cheat, Nancy. Can you guess? That is hydrangea hue, one of our new in colors and one of my favorites, absolute favorite colors. So I was very excited to know that OPI had a polish that was close to that, but it's absolutely my favorite. Now, again, when you go to pick your designer series paper for this product, this project, you can pull it from multiple products, okay, as long as it's a coordinating color. But I went with the 2025 to 2027 in color 6x6 because I wanted to use a color I don't normally use. I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone of grabbing the same colors over and over again. And one color I don't use very often is, Timid Tiger. And so I thought, why not? Let's pull it out and use it. And I think you're going to love how cute it is. So what we've done is, and another thing I want to point out is that something else that I'm seeing all kinds of different changes. And we've talked about how the catalog is changing and everything is different. One thing that many people have always said is when the new catalog comes out in May, all of our pretty designer series paper goes away and we get new paper. Well, if you haven't noticed, there are quite a few DSPs that are still here and they're not on the last chance list. This is one of them among many others. And so be sure and check that out. So if you thought that a paper that you wanted was gone, you might be surprised to find it. But this has all of the in colors. It is a 40 sheet pack, so you get 8 different sheets of each of the 5 colors. And I love it. It's like $12. So you get a lot of paper for that. Okay, let me move that. For your papers, you need one pattern that is 1x4, one pattern that is 2x4, and one pattern that is 3x4. Okay, so that's the 3 that I picked out of the paper pack. Then you need some focal point, and you can do it circles, whatever you want. I decided to go with the, oh my gosh, it went right out of my head. Stylish Shapes. And so these are the 2 largest circles. So one in Basic White, one in Timid Tiger. And then for our outside sentiment, this is the smallest Nested Essentials rectangle, again, out of Basic White. So that's the pieces that you need, okay, some kind of little sentiment. Now, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and do my stamping first, because we are going to use some blends to color, and I want to get all of that done first. And then I'll show you how to put this together. So I am going to be using Memento Black. Now, Memento is technically going away, and we are getting a new pad, which I have, which is this one. I honestly have not yet tried it. I'm struggling with this little size pad compared to my Memento size pad, where I used the empty craft white pad and filled it with Memento. I don't know if Memento ink is still available, but I'm waiting to get my refill and order another pad so that I can put that ink into a full pad. So I'm using Memento tonight. It was on the last chance list. I don't know if it's still available, so don't quote me if you go over there and it's gone. All right, I'm going to start with, we're going to use Just a Note and Thank You for All You Do, and of course this super cute little Highland cow. So in Memento, on that little Nested Essential, I'm just going to do Just a Note, hopefully straight. Yep. Okay, so that's that. It fits perfectly on there, and I wanted something that wasn't uberly big, right? Then for the inside, on that piece of 2x4, I'm just going to stamp Thank You for All You Do. And I'm putting that up here at the top of that panel. And then on our circle, we're going to add our super cute little cow. There's a penguin, and that little koala is so cute. Okay, I want to kind of get him centered. Okay, just like that. And again, look how cute he is. But wait till you see him colored. All right. So I have my blends. Oh, let me get a piece of paper here. All right. Does anyone have a piece that looks like this that's completely colored? I mean, there's still room, right? I don't have to throw it away just because it's used. I'm going to use it. Okay, so I have a light smoky slate. I have a dark petal pink. I have a light crumb cake. And I have light pecan pie. So let me show you what we're going to do here. My cushion is sliding off the back of my chair. Okay, the first thing I want to do is I am going to take my light smoky slate, and I just want to add some background so that he doesn't look like he's floating, right? And it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just gonna color it in here. It's always a good idea to add something under them so that they're grounded. And you could add smoky slate. You could use gray granite. You could use whatever you like. Okay, so we're going to start there. Now, I've got my petal pink. And what I want to do with him is I'm going to use my bullet point. And I want to do the bottom portion of his ear. Okay, just this little section right here. And I'm not really doing any shading with the petal pink. But if I wanted to make it darker, of course, I can wait a second and then add the color back. Okay, then I have my crumb cake. And I am going to use the crumb cake for his horns. And also for his snout. I guess that's the word, snout, nose. Okay, so there's that. And again, you could always add some shading just by using that same color and putting a second layer down. So there's that. Okay. Then I'm going to use, like I said, my light pecan pie. And I find it's easier to do my brush tip. But before I do that, I want to use my bullet just to kind of get some of these more narrow areas. Oh my gosh, he's just so stinking cute. Okay, so there's that. Let's come down here. And sometimes I've noticed as well that the ink saturates a little more in the bullet point. So it's almost like doing shading. Am I going the right way? Yeah. So you can come in here and outline it a little bit if you want. I like to use my brush tip for the bigger areas, but you can kind of see how much control you have when you use your small one. And again, I'm just kind of adding that in most of the areas, just like that. Let me come down here under his chin. Okay. And then let me grab my bullet point. I've used this one so much that my point is a tad bit frayed. And that's one thing you want to be careful with when you're using your blends, is that you don't necessarily color from the top. You more so, you can kind of see coloring from the side. And I'm turning my blend as I go, so that I don't flatten out. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, and there he is. How cute is he? Oh my gosh, so stinking cute. Okay, so now we're gonna take that and we're gonna put it flat onto our timid tiger. We're just gonna layer those just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna lay all this aside for a second and I'm gonna bring in our pieces. Now, for that 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, that larger 3 by 4 piece is gonna go right onto that layer. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add that. We have been doing, since Wednesday night, dog sitting, but not dog sitting here. My daughter is gone for the weekend, Shelby, and her husband. And they have a German Shepherd and a, I think she's King Corso and something else, Lab. But I gotta quit talking for a second. Are you like me? You can't do two things at once sometimes? All right, there we go. Much better. So we're going to put that on there. But I've been going over with Mark 4 times a day and feeding them and letting them out. And it's been crazy. Crazy. Okay, so here is our card base. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half on our normal in half, 5.5. Okay, so that one's going to go down. And then the other 2 are going to come up. So we're going to go up. And then this one is going to go back. Okay. Did I do that right? Yeah. So it's like this. Okay. So typically, your Z fold would not have this score line in it. Okay. Your Z fold is typically folded in, scored in half, and then scored in half again. Okay, but this is modified, and I'll show you what we're going to do with it. So we're actually going to combine 2 different types of cards together. So we're going to do a book binding card and a Z fold card all in one. So I'm just going to come into this small section that's right before the 5.5, and I'm going to add some adhesive. Now you can use tear tape. I'm just going to use seal. We're going to fold that down, okay? So that gives us our little binding, so to speak, okay? And then this one is going to fold back, and this one's, like I said, it's going to fold back, okay? So that's how we're going to do those. Now, to take our designer series paper and that 1x4 strip, we're going to add that first pattern right here on the bookbinding edge. Okay? Just like that. Okay. Then we're going to open this up, and we're going to add the other 2x4 inch piece over here on the right hand side. I love Timid Tiger with crumb cake. It's just very soothing and just a pretty combination. Okay, so we're going to add that there. And then that small piece strip of white, we're going to add that right in here. And you do want to try and leave a little edge if you can. Okay. I find it's easier to add this and add your wiggle room. Now, if you want to butt them up together, you can. I'm going to leave just a tad of space in between. Clearly, I didn't put that one on straight, or I didn't cut it straight, but that's okay. It works. Okay, so like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece, and this piece is going to be part of our Z fold. Okay, now you can lay it however you want it. You can put this right flush with the edge of here. You can center it. You can bring it on over here to make this section shorter. It's really up to you. I want to put mine in the center, so I'm just kind of eyeballing it, okay? And then I'm going to put my adhesive on here. Now, you could add dimensionals. I'm not going to. I don't want all that thickness. So I'm just going to add my adhesive on the panel, okay? Now before I do this, I'm gonna go ahead and score it again, or burnish it again, just to make it lay down a little flatter. Okay, so now we're gonna butt the edges. They should line up perfectly for you. Find your center point. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, and press that down. So now you have your fold. Okay, Thank you, Linda Allfox, for sharing. I appreciate that. Okay, that's going to drive me nuts. I'm going to have to fix that after. Okay, so now you've got your little fold, okay? So from here, we're going to add some dimensionals on the back of our little cow. And we will add them right here. And of course, you could do this with pretty much any designer series paper. You could emboss layers if you didn't want 3 different papers. We're going to add this right into the center. And I kind of want to center it up here as well as across the designer series paper. Okay, now we're also going to add dimensionals to our little note. Okay, but I'm going to overlap it, so I'm going to be adding a little bit of adhesive up here, and then I could put dimensionals down here, but you all know that I don't get rid of my bones. I keep them, and I have them all here in this little can right here on my desk so I can use them up. So I've already cut one. Okay, and what I want to do is trim it off a little bit more. These are great. I try not to waste anything. Okay, so we're going to add this down here at the bottom, just like that. Peel that off. And then that way I can center this also. That's not centered. I'm going to pull it down toward me for just a second. Bear with me a second here. There we go, much better. Maybe not. Maybe it's my white. It's not. Okay, there we go. Is it straight? Yeah. So there is our little sentiment. Okay. Kim, you crack me up. Okay. And then I've got my in color dots that coordinate right with this paper. And I'm going to use a little one here. A little one down here. And a medium size one right here. Okay. And there he is. Super, super cute. Except yours will be straight where mine isn't. All right. Here's the other fun thing about this is that whomever you give this to, they actually can sit this up on their desk because it's flush. And it makes for a little display that they can use or just to enjoy on their desk, their mantle, etc. So hopefully you like that. Here was the original one I did, the same. I've got a couple more I'll be sharing over on the Creative Cove. But again, super fun card. So I hope everyone likes that. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to help you. And again, don't forget to check out the last chance list to see all of the things that have been added and what is at a discounted price. So I will be back next week with our next card. If you have any questions or you need anything, please let me know. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.